We came to party all night long and sing along to every song. We don't need nobody's attention, don't need nobody else in our zone.
Welcome back to the channel. No, I am not the girls. What happened to them? If you saw their last video, you know they probably got in some trouble. And I can't say what happened, but they've been gone for a year. Early released in 6 months. But they called me, they wanted their favorite dish, so I'm here to make their Graham and Nancy's Tangy Mexican chicken. So to get started, here's all the ingredients we have. This is going to be a butterfly chicken breast pounded out, breaded. We're going to stuff it with some cheese, and it's going to be finished off with some enchilada sauce. We're going to do a Mexican rice with some roasted tomatoes and green chilies. And then we got a side of vegetables. It's going to be all four color vegetables, or peppers, and we're going to top it off with some cilantro and use that as a little garnish. So let me get set up and we'll get started with the chicken. Okay, you can see we're all set up. We're going to start with the chicken. Add this down so we're not getting any kind of contamination, and I don't have to worry about cleaning and disinfecting and getting everything else with the chicken juice all over it. Normally I would wear gloves, but I just like it's easier to handle without them. So here I already pre-butterflied the chicken. You can order, or sometimes they even sell it already thinly sliced. It's a lot cheaper if you just get the chicken breast and you butterfly it yourself. Basically, keep your hand flat, knife in the middle, back and forth. You get it to the middle, and then it's there. So now you got a flatter piece, and then when you pound it out, it'll be a lot easier than trying to pound out a big old chunk like this to get it flat like that. As you saw on this side, you want to cut off some of that. It's not the best eating, unless you're giving it to your neighbor. All right, now this is a pretty flat piece, but if we wanted to overlap the chicken, it'll be fairly thick. So this is where we'll do the pounding out. You take your plastic. This is still my clean hand. This is the dirty hand, the dirty mat. And then from here, get that to whatever desired thickness. The thinner you go, the quicker it'll cook. When you're done with that, you can move on to the next one. All right, one last little wipe down just in case there's any splatter. So all I need to do is these girls get out and I send them right back to the hospital and get their stomachs pumped. Because who knows what happened to their stomachs while they were gone. So here is my breading station. Most people will do a flour, egg, bread mixture. This works perfectly with just the egg and the breadcrumbs, which I do have seasoned breadcrumbs and panko mix. So we are going to add some, season a little more because the panko comes plain. Salt, pepper. We'll give that a mix. And before I actually start getting dirty, I'm going to get my oven started at 350. So by the time we're done, we'll be ready to go. So this will be my wet hand. Shake off the excess. It's going right into the breadcrumbs. I have done it with the flour and the breadcrumbs, and it turns out fine. I think this is the way the girls are used to, so I'm going to continue. So now that they're hardened criminals, I don't need them coming after me. So from here, I'm going to take this chicken, and you're like, oh my God, Swiss cheese, are you serious? I'm telling you, I've tried all cheeses, they all work, but this seems to be the one everyone likes. So that's basically going in like that, and that's exactly how we're going to fry them. All right, we are set up over here at the stove, getting ready to start frying. The pan's already been preheating. Here's my oil. You can hear that pan already Don't even think I need to check to see if that's hot enough. So, pan in. There you go, right away. It's frying right up. You can use a bigger pan, fry all four at one time, but you gotta watch about that oil change. You don't want it going too cold. The next thing you know, it's not gonna get crunchy. It's gonna be all. If you're wondering who I am, I went to school. I learned how to cook at the Macomb Culinary Institute. I trained under Executive Chef Ray Hollingsworth, Chef O'Farrell. Ms. Pusta had a hand in some of my professional training, so I had all to those three. There's a couple more in there. I don't know if you guys know Miss Mary, but she's a little part of the madness that I am today. So it's probably been only about a minute. But like I said, we're just gonna let them keep going. Probably go with a medium to medium high. Usually I try medium high and it's too fast. But you do want to get that one layer of chicken halfway through on both sides, and then we'll finish it off in the oven at 350. And yes, we're gonna take it to 165. I'll be pulling it a few minutes early to add the enchilada sauce. Now this is a homemade. I was gonna make a video, but Mama Nancy's special recipe, and I have not allowed to release it, so that's gonna be a secret. No, it's not from the can. So I want to get that warmed up because we do not want to put cold sauce on chicken that's already been hot, because then it'll take even longer in the oven. So we're gonna get that warming up. Hopefully by now we are ready for the flip. That's a nice golden color. Surprising, most people would think that this chicken, that cheese would just run out when you're frying it, and it stays in pretty well. It's usually when it's in the oven is when it starts coming out. But once the enchilada sauce hits it, and even if you get little crispy ends on the side, that's like one of my most favorite parts. Alrighty, those look good. In the pan they go. A little tight, but nothing wrong with that. Now here, we're just gonna throw them right in the oven. I have in the past put the sauce on them prior to. It's still delicious, but you're not gonna get that crunch because all that is gonna soak in. So I try to do that like the last 5 minutes, and then you'll still have crunchy bits when you cut into that chicken. So 350, we're gonna start checking it about 25 minutes, and we'll start taking our temp from there to make sure we're up to the 165. It's only been 5 minutes, so we're gonna sit here for like 20 minutes and just stare at each other. No, probably better if we just start the vegetables. Most of you would prefer that. These were pre-washed prior to starting this. So, I know a lot of people are gonna comment, you're dirty, you're gross. So, cilantro. Actually, we're gonna start off, I'm gonna take a few flowers, or leaves. That'll be a little decoration for each piece of chicken. But then I'm also going to use some finely minced to go in the rice. So everyone likes cilantro, so there's going to be a lot in there. And that will work for me. Get this set aside. Moving on to the peppers. How to cut a pepper. Well, you know there's the one person that does this, which used to be me before school, but you're wasting quite a bit there. Now you got some funky shit. If you're trying to use it, it's going to look different from everything else. I recommend not doing that, but if you want just all same cuts, or you're not worried about food cost, which I hope you are. You can go this route. And super simple. Like I said, this is only going to work if you can use this in some other dish. I'll probably still use it. In half. Tear out the middles. As much of the white stuff as you can. Maybe a smaller paring knife in here. Get out some of this white edge from the stem. There. Goal here. All uniform cuts, same size. Because these all will cook even. Throw a big slab in there like that, it's not going to be the same. I'm going to get started with the rice. Super simple. Follow your rice manufacturer's directions. It's usually 2 to 1 with water and rice. There's the roasted tomatoes. I'll put a little in now, and I'll dress it up some later. So as well as get wilted, but I do want the flavor to be into the rice. So basically, we'll put this on high, get it boiling, cover, and that will be done. Yeah, it's nice and hot. Get some of those weird yellow ones I said I wasn't going to use. Alright. Super simple for the flavor. Salt, pepper, garlic. Actually, I like garlic. Rice is done. All we're going to do is shut it off. To the side. And then cumin. Add more or less, depending on what you like. Nice color on those. Alright, let's check on this chicken. 164 there. 165. 165. Yep. Alright, we'll let that last one do some carryover cooking. So we're good to go. So not much different. You can see the cheese is melted all the way down. Here we're going to plate the rice. Rice in the 10 o'clock position. Going to grab some veggies. That's at your 2 o'clock. This piece of chicken. Let's go with this one. That cheese hanging out. Lovely. For the sauce. can't go wrong with this stuff. The more the better. We've got some cheese. Cilantro. There you go. Let's take a bite without burning your face off. Oh yeah. Doesn't get rid of that, so we'll just wait. Hopefully these girls are happy. Well, they're out. Maybe the videos will start back up and keep themselves out of trouble. My name is John. Thank you for joining me today.
Making plans so fast we go. Worried us when no one knows just how we want it. Going left, going right. Doesn't matter tonight, just how we want it.